Callie. So my lighting is really bad because you know it's nighttime and I got home from work. But this is part 2 of my making my Ann Halford cosplay from Sugar Apple Fairytale. Hopefully soon, so next week or this week, daylight savings happens, so it won't be dark when I film all my videos anymore, because right now it is 6:30 and it is pitch black out and it sucks for filming. To start this off, last time where I left off, first of all, if you haven't watched my other video, please check it out. I'll put it below the description. I made I sewed together the bits of the skirt, but I need to do some gathering to add some poof to it. So I'm gonna start off with doing that today. Dude, were you about to drink my coffee? I see you right there. So as you can see, this just adds a little bit more like flair to the skirt. So it twirls, or it can like have a petticoat put underneath. So now we're gonna start on the top part. I don't know what he's doing at all. Now that these two pieces are together, I'm going to work on cutting out the sleeves, because before sewing on the lining, I want to sew the sleeves in between these two layers so it's a clean finish. Okay, I definitely put it on crooked on the dress form, but here it is so far. Okay, now it's time to work on the sleeves. I'm trying to get a lot done of this before tomorrow. But I had a surgery on my foot and I'm in a lot of pain, so I can't walk around right now, and Klaus keeps trying to step on my foot. So let's see how much I can do. Something my costume design teacher taught me in college was always to try to add texture wherever you can in something, because it'll make it look a lot more realistic and a lot less 2D. And this fabric is so cute and so perfect. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to create some ruffles. So I'm going to create some texture here on the bottom. And I'm also going to add like a track for the elastic on the top. Here's where these sleeves currently are. I just added elastic in the top of them so they'll actually like stay on when I wear it, and just pinned them here. They're not actually closed up yet or anything. They're just kind of hanging like that. Here is the first sleeve. It is really cute. Okay, here's what the sleeves look like. Quite cute actually. I like seeing it all together. Tomorrow we can sew them on though. Actually, maybe I'll put the zipper on it before I sew them on. Yeah, sounds fun. Okay guys, the zipper is on. The back is not fully sewn up, like this part needs to be sewn up, but the bodice fits perfect. So cute, so twirly. So this is the best fitted dress I have ever made. I know it might seem sad, but I can never get them to fit me perfect. Classy, cute, pretty. By the way, I can like jump and this bodice isn't falling, but I'm still gonna put sleeves on it because it's part of the cosplay. Okay, I've sewn on the camera. My lighting was not good. Hi, Bobo. Do you hear my cat squeaking? He squeaks a lot. Okay, so here is, by the way, my hair is pink now. I sewed on the sleeves. It's not zipped up. I'm back right now. So I'm gonna finish up the dress. I'm not quite gonna hem it yet. I realized I probably need to take a lot of length differently, but I have to zigzag stitch the edges of this thingy on the inside. So I'm gonna zigzag stitch the ends of this, even if it's not focusing, I guess. Oh wait, is auto, there we go. Hey, there we go. Zigzag stitch the edges of that. And I also had to clean up this zipper area. It's a mess. It's an absolute disaster. And then rehem it, but I also just want to cut up a lot of loose strings. Okay, this is where I'm leaving off tonight. You can kind of see my bra straps, but start on the corset tomorrow. This looks super cute. So cute. I love it so much. I have to hem this now. It's rather confusing finding like the length that I want it hemmed to, because some photos look like it's like half length and some look higher, some look somewhat lower. So I'm gonna probably take it to like the lower calf, if that makes sense. I'll probably take like 6 inches off of it. It's all hemmed now, both the lining and the outside. Okay, this is where I'm leaving off for today. I added the brown trim on the edge. Tomorrow I'm going to work on the white trim. So last night I started on this bottom part here that has only so far been pinned on. I'll sew it on, but I have to make the rest of it until it's fully enclosed around. So it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I sewed the pattern of this bottom piece, and I'm going to iron it now and then cut the fabric around it to then flip it inside out and iron it again. I'll show you the next part. Okay, here's the bottom of the skirt. It needs some ironing, as you can see, because these wrinkles here. But okay, I have to run some Tuesday night errands, but last night I cut all the pieces to the corset, then just sewed them together. And it looks like it's going to fit perfect. This is just the lining, so it's not the actual outer piece. But this is like exactly how we need it. So that'll be perfect. When I say corset too, I don't mean like a true corset. It's more of just like a weird costume corset. It's not actually accurate, or it's not super meant to hug me in. There is going to be some boning in it, but it's not going to be like serious metal boning. It's going to be more meant just to have a little bit of a hug to it, you know? Okay, so now I have the top layer of this corset, and I also have the lining. So I'm gonna iron this all out and get the boning ready, and then we can start assembling this. Guys, I can't find my boning anywhere. It was in my paints drawer. Okay, so this is what the lining looks like. So I added, now this boning isn't good if you actually need like support, but I don't actually need that much support. I just need a little bit of a tuck in. Maybe I could add more back here. Okay, I have to be up for 4 hours for work, but I started to sew on the bias tape, and then by hand I'm gonna sew it in the back so it won't be visible from the front, like no stitching. Oh my gosh, I am sewing and there's a little bit of daylight left outside right now, if you can't tell. It makes me so happy. Klaus, what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways, so I am super happy. So yesterday the wig came. Look at Klaus. Oh, don't drink my coffee. That is mine. And I got, it's very pretty. It will work perfect. I'm gonna put this in the bathroom because I don't really trust my cat right now. So at this point I have a few things left to do. I have to make the wrist pieces and the collar for the neck. And then I also need to finish off the corset, which I will show you where I am. I finished off the edges with bias tape. Well, I almost finished off the edges with bias tape. It's not fully sewn on. I just sewed on this part underneath. So then I'm going to finish the back with a stitch that can't be seen, so that it'll just look like this with no stitch visible. Bro, are you good? So there's not a lot left, but it feels like there's a lot left because tomorrow's the last day before the con, and I try to just relax before then. So let's get to work. Okay, I made the pattern for my collar and I cut the interfacing and the fabric. I feel a little weird using this fabric, but we will see how it turns out. I like the texture to it a lot. Okay, I added interface to the inside. They're both white, so it's kind of hard to tell. It didn't make it much stiffer. I'm tempted to add more. But if you guys aren't super familiar with sewing, if you feel a collar on a really nice shirt, it'll feel stiffer than the rest. Interface is basically just what makes that feel stiff. So here's this before flipping it inside out. I sewed it together, and then along the edges here I took my pinking shears and cleaned it up a little. Alright guys, so here's the collar. So now I'm going to make the ribbon that goes around it that'll also keep it on. Okay, I decided the ribbon that I was going to use was just not going to work out. So I had like tried cutting it up and stuff. It wasn't floppy enough because the material. Like, I need it to have some droop because in her photo, I'm going to go by Joann's tomorrow and pick it up. It'll be a quick like finishing touch. Let's get back to it. I'm going to start making these arm pieces. I'm basically going to take the measurement of my wrist and then the measurement of my forearm. Just trace those out on the fabric. Alright, I'm going to zigzag stitch the edges of these and then sew bias tape onto them. And yeah, then we'll add the Velcros on. Okay, here's the one. It took me a little bit of work without tongling because you can see there's like a Velcro right here, and that's how it's taken on and off. I'm gonna add the white trim here next. Okay, now I'm gonna work on making the little trim for the sleeves and the wrist pieces. Alright, time for the finishing touches. This fits perfectly. Here's the neck piece. I have chocolate. So yeah, I'm gonna add all these little details to it in a moment. Sit down on the couch with some anime or K-drama and do some sewing. Okay, before ending this video, I want to show you my final product. So these were the 2 ribbons that I put in my hair, or in the wig. This was the finished collar. I actually sewed it in. And then when it is tied in a bow, which I'm currently one-handed, where is it? Here's the little gem. It's hot glued on. And for the finished dress, there weren't any changes made, I think, since I last showed you, but I did sew on these little details. And I would take the needle up and put it back down in the same spot. And so I get like these kind of stitches where you can't see it on the front. I think they're called invisible stitches. I did the same thing to sew on the details on the wristlets. And then I did a whipping stitch to attach the bias tape to the lining on the inside of this. And the cosplay contest went really well. I also attached this white piece, so it looked like her corset when closed, where there's like the piece in between. But yeah, that's the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll attach my little clip of the cosplay contest too. It was absolutely wonderful. I can't wait for the next project. Bye!